to rumble.
Calendar turns to February, and we hope that means Old Man Winter loosens his grip a little bit. We do know it means it's tournament time for all the winter sports. And the Indiana High School Athletic Association for boys basketball, still some regular season left to play, but make no mistake about it, tournament time right around the corner. It is firmly on the mind of all of these coaches. Welcome, everyone, to Cloverdale High School, where tonight, a couple of former West Central Conference rivals hook up as the Monrovia Bulldogs take on the Cloverdale Clovers. Clovers with a record of 1-16. The Bulldogs are 4-13, playing pretty good basketball of late. I'm Mark James. Again, welcome to Cloverdale High School. Happy to be joined by Monrovia girls head basketball coach Kevin Rounds. And coach, an interesting matchup between two ball clubs. I won't say they're still searching for an identity, but they're young. They're searching for some consistency and trying to get ready, as we said, for tournament time.
Yeah, and talking to both coaches, your sights are set on tournament time. They're looking to get themselves sharpened up defensively and offensively. Both coaches mentioned, they got to play better on the defensive side of the basketball as they turn to tournament time. And then also kind of just have those little things, those little wrinkles that they're adding for their offense as they get into those their draws.
A couple of guys relatively new to their respective jobs. Carl Turk in his first season after taking over for Patrick Rady. He's 1-16 on the season. Second go-round for Nick Hinojosa, guiding the fortunes of Monrovia. His overall record 10-30. They're 4-13, but most importantly, they've won 2 of their last 3.
Yeah, they've had a nice little stretch here. I think Coach Hinojosa's looking to get another one. They've got a big week ahead of them with 3 games. And, if they can get started off on the right foot on this Tuesday night, that'd be really good for them. Balance
for both ball clubs. I mean, they have a lot of guys that are right around that 8, 9, 10, 11 point range.
Yeah, you got kids like McGuire Lee for Cloverdale and Noah Brents that they're really going to lean on, 8.5 points a game for each. And then you've got guys like Tucker Rand, Jaden Jones, Clay Tharp that they're really going to look towards for a freshman for leadership in the scoring department.
I think we talked to Kyle Swafford recently, the coach of South Putnam, on his during his doubleheader night with Eminence a couple of weeks ago, and we talked a little bit about searching for an identity in our opening comments, but I think some coaches would tell you at this point they are who they are.
Yes, and that's exactly right. You can change some things, you can like add some wrinkles here and there, but you guys also got to look for the things that you can do well.
Starting lineups in first quarter action when we come back.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today. Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
If you're ready now, the starting lineups brought to you by Aaron Pittman at Virtual Announce. Make your game day experience the absolute best by hiring Aaron, and if he can't be there, he will be your virtual announcer, and that's for any sport, not just hoops. Find out more on just how affordable it can be at Virtual Announce on social or by calling 317-800-0612. For the visiting Monrovia Bulldogs, you see Hayden McLeod in the starting lineup. He averages just under 13 points and 5 rebounds per contest. He's joined by Tucker Rand, just under 10 points per contest. Clay Tharp, you'll like him. He's an outstanding young basketball player, just a freshman, averages 8 points per contest, averaging just under 11. Jaden Jones, he is the motor of this basketball team. And they are joined in the starting lineup by Harrison Craney. The freshman has bounced between the JV and the varsity, getting a lot of varsity minutes down the stretch. The head coach is Nick Hinojosa, getting in his second season. His overall record 10-30, team record of 4-13 this season. For the Cloverdale Clovers, they'll start Tate Jackson. You see 7 points per contest and 4 rebounds for Tate Jackson. He's joined by Levi Hilton. McGuire Lee averages 8.6 points per contest. Garrett Manette, the senior, is a double-digit performer in terms of rebounds and points per contest. And Noah Betts averages around 9 points per contest and 5 rebounds. Carl Turk in his first season, his record is 1-16. Now Coach Roundtree joins us with his keys to tonight's matchup.
I think for the Monrovia Bulldogs, you got focus and effort for defense. They really, Coach Hinojosa wants them to focus defensively for 32 minutes, and that's a big part for that. The turnovers, to limit those turnovers. Once you get into tournament time, limit the turnovers, get your possession, get every single shot that you can get every single time down the floor. And then, obviously, you got to win the rebounding battle. And for Monrovia and for Cloverdale, they're going to focus on that, both sides of the ball.
Ken Yacht, Tim Cody, and John Van Wagener are your officials for tonight's contest. Bulldogs control the tip. They go to Hayden McLeod. His shot from the left elbow is a no-go. Rebound cleared away by Cloverdale. In transition come the Clovers. Top of the circle, the look by Tate Jackson.
2-3 action here for the Bulldogs, looking to trap in the corners and try to get some pressure on Cloverdale early.
McGuire Lee's first attempt is a no-go, and Tucker Rand pushes it up the floor and airmails it over the head of Harrison Craney.
We just talked about turnovers, and that's one that you get a stop right away, and you can't get a turnover off that.
Tate Jackson, Levi Hilton going to take care of the ball handling chores as the Bulldogs pick up some token half-court pressure. trying to disrupt the flow of the offense just a little bit. 16-footer from the right wing by Menendez and no-go. And again, rebound controlled by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you like that. You like that early. Defensive possession, a little out of control by Harrison Craney right there on a shot.
I don't think that's what Nick Hinojosa is looking for from him offensively.
No, right there. I think you want to circle that ball. You get a good stop on defense. Get that ball moving.
Good look. Good ball rotation. Noah Betts gets us on the board first. Early 3-0 lead for the Clovers.
Yeah, Coach talked about, when we talked to him, he talked about movement of the ball and then stop dribbling, getting the ball moving with the pass and then be ready, shot ready. That was a really good opportunity for the Clovers.
Two-man basketball, Tharp and McLeod. They swing it to Tucker Rand. Strong drive for him, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Ooh, I like Tucker's aggressiveness to the basket there. Just a little over-aggressive.
Hey, Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. You can surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact us at wendeavor.com for more information.
Full court pressure. Hayden McLeod does a nice job of getting a deflection there.
Betts lost the handle momentarily, gathers it back in, and they'll redirect through Levi Hilton, come back to Betts. One of the things Nick Hinojosa talked about you got to be wary of is the long ball. They like it.
Yes.
That's what they like to shoot.
Yeah, they like it a lot. You're going to have a lot of long rebounds, so you got to be ready for those long rebounds. Both the guards and the bigs have to rebound.
Good anticipation by Jaden Jones. He couldn't finish. They go to Craney. Now they'll redirect. Ball almost knocked away. Jones gathers it in, tries to thread the needle to Craney. Three-pointer, Tucker Rand, deep in the well, no. Rebound tapped out long, controlled by Tate Jackson. Jackson sees the lane clear, throws it up off the glass and in.
Really good controlled drive by Jackson right there.
Bulldogs quickly in transition. I think Nick Hinojosa is going to try to run a little bit.
It looks like they're going to try and get out into space and try to, make Cloverdale convert, maybe get into that bench a little bit quicker.
Noah Betts has his pocket picked by McLeod. Filling the lane is Jones. Gives it right back to Hayden up off the glass. The Bulldogs are on the board.
Good patience. Good run by Hayden McLeod. Good patience by Jaden Jones right there.
Good old-fashioned textbook fast break there where you fill the lanes.
Yes. Yeah. With the left-handed shooter right there, it was easy for Hayden. Nice, easy shot for him.
Tate Jackson with a good look, but a lot of green shirts underneath, able to slap it away, but Cloverdale's able to maintain possession. They find open underneath McGuire Lee, and now 3 of the 5 starters have scored to give Cloverdale an early 7-2 lead.
Yeah, I think the extended pressure is good, and it's leading to some deflections for the Bulldogs, but they need to then, as that ball gets swung out, they need to protect that paint.
Hayden McLeod has tried to work on developing a bit of an inside-out game, but the three-pointer is yet to fall for him consistently this season. He misfired on that attempt.
Yeah, such a hard worker in the gym all the time, and it's like to see a kid like that have success.
Tate Jackson, I think he and Hilton provide a pretty good backcourt tandem for Coach Turk.
Yeah, they're going to, better and better throughout the year. The last couple of games, it sounds like they've become more and more consistent, and they're looking for that consistency as they go forward into the tournament.
Ran in transition to Jaden Jones. Jones looks for some room and can't find it, so they'll reset to Tucker Rand. Now back to Jaden. 7-2 early on. Bulldogs having trouble just getting to the bucket. Tucker Rand, deep three. Hayden McLeod fights for the rebound. He averages around 5 rebounds per contest to go along with his 13 points.
Yeah, you need those second chance points, second chance opportunities every now and then.
Not falling early for Tucker Rand, but he'll keep shooting. That's what good shooters do.
Yep.
Here come the Clovers in transition. McGuire Lee has it knocked away out of bounds. Last touch by Monrovia.
Good hustle back. Jaden Jones gets in front of the ball, and then Tucker Rand does a nice job of getting a deflection when it looked like Cloverdale was going to be on an open floor.
As we mentioned, Bulldogs winners of 2 of their last 3 wins over Brown County and Greencastle, losing to Edgewood 52-43. Timeout on the floor. Tate Jackson, coach calls him player with the greatest potential and ceiling. He said, like every young basketball team, they've gone through their share of growing pains. He said, good start statistically for him. But now that he's starting to pick up the pace a little bit, defenses are starting to gear toward him.
Yeah, I think with a young player, you're trying to figure out what you have sometimes. And as a sophomore, he hadn't played much varsity basketball. teams are going to start scouting him more and more. And when you get to the top of that scouting report, it sometimes becomes harder for younger players to kind of figure out, okay, I'm being zoned in on. How do I then, use my tools to best get everybody else involved?
Well, somebody had to be the go-to guy after Kyle Thomas graduated, which, by the way, he's doing very well at Cedarville.
Yeah.
Of course, his dad, Greg, was an outstanding high school basketball player and had a great career at Indiana State, was a longtime coach here, in fact.
Yeah, excellent player, both dad and son. And, it always hurts when you big shoes to fill for a young player, but is doing a good job according to Coach Turk. Cloverdale overloading this side of the floor here on that left-hand side.
Tate Jackson with the drive and the dish. Nice looking three-point shot by Garrett Manette.
That was really good. Coach Hinojosa is talking about looking at closing out on those shooters. You can't overhelp off that shooter. He nice strong drive to that right hand, and then that gets that shooter open in the corner.
Early 8-point lead for the Clovers at 10-2. Grady has it rejected into the hands of Jaden Jones.
Yep. Freshman trying to bully his way to the rim.
Yeah,
that can be hard sometimes.
Trying a little too hard. He's another one. Bright future, tremendous upside.
I think Harrison Craney in the next couple years will be a phenomenal young player.
Crossover, they lose the handle. Betts in transition, throws it up off the glass and got it to roll in.
Yeah.
Noah Betts with 5, and it's 12-2. 4 of the 5 starters have scored.
Noah's had an outstanding start to this game. He's really been aggressive.
Betts for 3.
Yep.
No. Probably rushed that one. Not really in rotation of the offense.
Maybe a little bit of a heat check.
Comes Tharp. Tharp to Hayden McLeod. Going to use that left-hander to buy him a little space, and nice touch up and in, 4 points for Hayden McLeod.
Gets to that left hand, really pounds that dribble, gets into the lane and makes a nice move at the rim.
Cloverdale with a fast start. 4 of their 5 starters have scored. Noah Betts has 5 to lead him. 3-pointer? No. All green shirts underneath. Averaging 18 defensive rebounds per contest to the Bulldogs. And 1 for Tucker Rand.
Nice, strong drive by Tucker. Really looking to get to the rim, get something started for the Bulldogs. That was a good start.
9 points, 3 assists on the season for Tucker.
I like that little crossover, hesitation right about the three-point line, and then gets downhill right to the rim. Doesn't get knocked off his line, strong to the basket.
Mom, the volleyball coach. Grandpa, longtime athletic director at Monrovia High School, and a direct ascendant of the legendary Branch McCracken.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bloodline there for Tuck.
And, of course, Tucker, remember that outstanding communications program at Monrovia High School.
I don't know who that teacher is there, but I heard he's doing a good job.
He tries hard. One of those guys that just tries hard. 12-7, Bulldogs have sliced it to 5 now with a couple of good possessions.
I like this move going back to man. Jackson Ferris and Riley Corona coming in, a little bit more strength around the post area for the Bulldogs and using their length with Tharp and with Hayden McLeod out there with Tucker.
Levi Johnson in the ballgame for Cloverdale as well.
Yeah.
They go about 8 deep, do the Clovers. The Hinojosa might go a little deeper than that. We'll talk more about that as the evening progresses. Got the friendly bounce.
Friendly
Tate
roll.
Jackson for 4.
For Tate. That was a nice strong move again, and then gets himself right to the rim for a clean little floater.
Rapidly moving first quarter as we're already under 40 seconds. Tucker ran. Dish underneath. Jackson Ferris has it knocked away.
Nice strong drive by Tucker. Jackson Ferris just can't get the handle on the pass initially. If he gets that handle, that's an easy layup for him.
Bulldog basketball, Riley Corona, goaltender on the outstanding boys soccer team, set to trigger it in.
Yeah.
Does so to Tucker. Tucker takes a glance up at the clock and sees there's under a half a minute in the quarter and wants to exercise some patience here.
Not a bad thing. You're down. You've had a tough quarter. Jackson with a strong right-hand drive. Just can't get it to go.
I think he expected a little more pressure than that. I think he expected to get hammered. That caused him to let up a little bit.
Yeah.
Jackson Out high, clock down to 4 seconds. Jackson in the paint, has it knocked away, kicked out of bounds. It'll belong to the Bulldogs, and they'll have time for a 1.6-second heave.
Yeah, you try to practice this stuff, and at the end of practice, maybe you throw something in under 3 seconds, under 2. So we'll see what Coach Hinojosa has got written up. Looks like they're organized and ready to go, get something.
Ferris will inbound it. JV quarterback, by the way.
Yeah.
Tucker ran in the corner, flings it up at the buzzer, can't get it to go. And that's the end of the first quarter. And Cloverdale off to a fast start. They jump out to a 14-7 lead at the end of period number 1. Combine cutting-edge technology with old-school work ethic to make your game better at Hoosier Shooting Academy. Located on Indy's southeast side, just off 465 and Brookville Road. And always open online at HoosierShooting.net. Second quarter action when we come back.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
One of the things we talked to Nick Hinojosa about was the relative youth of this basketball team. Sometimes when you struggle, it might be because of a simple lack of talent, but he said certainly the youth and inexperience is a big byproduct, is why they're 4 and 12.
Yeah, I think that's 6 turnovers in that first quarter for the Bulldogs. Not necessarily what they want to get out to, but hopefully they can right the ship. Cloverdale's got off to a strong start, done a nice job. A lot of things that Coach Turk has said to us, catch the ball, really pass the ball a lot better, be strong at the basket, get those type of opportunities.
Extended possession. The initial pass was deflected by Ferris into the hands of Riley Corona, who wisely got it right back to Jackson Ferris, and he's got the breakaway for his first 2. And Cloverdale answers just like that with Levi Hilton. Now all 5 starters have scored for Cloverdale.
Yeah, right back. Monrovia has a phenomenal defensive possession right there, gets a breakout layout, and then just gives it right back. It's hard to give those, when you get a stop and a score, you want that next stop.
Monnett comes back for the Clovers. Good look at him. Jaden Jones is yet to get on track scoring.
Yeah, Jaden, it looks like they're like face guarding Jaden, trying to keep him way off the ball when he's out there, and doing a really nice job on him to make plays.
Ferris threw it up short on the drive to the bucket. 15, Hayden Nahira's in the ball game. He's a guy that Nick Hinojosa is awfully excited about. He's a freshman, tremendous athletic ability, and is just going to get better and better.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal athlete. He's got a ton of length to him. The weight room is going to probably have to be his best friend here in the next couple of years.
Three-pointer? No. Shot too strong by Noah Betts. It'll go back to Monrovia as Tucker Rand comes in. Jackson Ferris will have a seat.
I like the ball movement by Cloverdale there. An and-one pass. Get your shooter open. That's been hot in the first quarter. The Bulldogs need to capitalize off of a clean stop.
I think Tharp needs to get involved.
I'd like to see him on the block somehow, or Jaden or Tucker get into the rim and create something for him. That'd be nice. Got a turnover there on an offensive player control. You got 3 veteran officials that are going to do a nice job. They're,
John Van Wagner, Tim Cody, and Ken Yacht, we said.
Tim does a great job. I've had him a couple times this year. Always does a good job. Ken is a really good official that's been around for years.
We can look down below us and see Harrison Craney getting off the bench. So Coach Hinojosa going to the bench early and often, trying to find the right combination. Ball knocked away, last touch by Monrovia.
Yeah. Monrovia's doing a good job of getting deflections, getting their hands in passing lanes. They need to get, start to really lean on these young guards for Cloverdale, get them to turn that ball over. I think that was a little bit of a forced possession. Get that, and then be solid in the half court on offense.
I like Cloverdale's defensive quickness. I mean, they're making things difficult for Monrovia. I mean, Bulldogs aren't getting a lot of clean looks.
No, they're not. And I again, we talked about getting Clay Tharp involved. I think that helps with, maybe getting him something around the basket, getting Jaden or Tucker getting downhill with their right hand and getting him a good clean touch. This is a good play for.
Tharp started strong, kicks it out to Jaden Jones. His three-pointer is a no-go.
Yeah, good strong start by Clay, and then it kind of he terminates that dribble, I think, a little bit too early.
Rotated to the right wing. That's Monett. Now goes back to Noah Betts, who's kind of led the way for them here in this first half.
Cloverdale's been very patient against this zone pressure that the Monrovia is trying to put on them. And they've actually done a really good job of not over-dribbling.
Well, this zone makes sense from a defensive standpoint, because one of the concerns that Coach Hinojosa had coming into it was their ability to play the long game. I mean, they like to shoot the three.
Yes, and that's, they average under 25% from the three-point line, so you're hoping over the average of the game that average is going to come out the water, find its level, and the Clovers kind of come back in, and you can get possessions that way.
Nahira comes back from Monrovia. We saw Levi Hilton check back in for the Clovers. Down to the 5-minute mark now. Cloverdale content to be patient. That's with a drive and a foul. He'll go to the line for two.
Really methodical pace by Cloverdale. Really ready to, just have a minute or two possessions and make the Bulldogs guard you. Got a 7-point lead, make them come guard you. Betts has been really aggressive here early. I really like his length and aggressiveness at the basket, and then being ready to shoot, hitting a three early.
Cloverdale's lone win on the season, back on December 16th, a 20-point win at Brown County. Both free throws are good, and it's a good first half. 7 points for Noah Betts.
Yeah, that's a nice aggressiveness for Betts. Really like that.
Craney with a quick shot. Baseline three is no good, and he's struggling to score early on.
Yes. I think if you're going to defend for a minute or two at a time, you got to be on the offensive effort. On the offensive side, have the same sort of effort. Be able to be patient. Monrovia can't just fire the ball up, 5 or 6 seconds into a possession.
Timeout on the floor as Cloverdale did not like the way things were settling in offensively. So Carl Turk is going to want to talk things over and kind of get that offense settled back in. It's been a good start for them, by the way. They've gotten off to a good start here in the second quarter as well, after leading 14-7 at the end of one. Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. You can surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds of up to a gig. Contact Endeavor Communications for more information.
I think Coach Turk didn't like the aggressiveness of them attacking the zone right there. So calls a timeout, gets them organized. I like that timeout for him.
He succeeds Patrick Rady, who was here for 7 seasons. Patrick, of course, succeeding his dad, the legendary Pat Rady, who was here for 11 years. And Pat had stops at Winchester and Bainbridge and Shelbyville and Terre Haute South. Happy to call him a mentor and a longtime friend, and covered a lot of his games in the glory days of Wabash Valley basketball. As Betts continues his hot shooting, he's up to 10 points now with that three-pointer. I mean, you had Pat Rady at South, Jim Jones at North, you had John Crooks at Northview, Steve DeGroat at West Vigo. You had Herschel Allen at Shakamak.
Yep.
Steve Brett down at Bloomfield. Dave Clark was at White River Valley. How am I doing?
Dave Clark, a mentor of mine. I coached with him at Franklin, a phenomenal coach. And
Joey Hart. Well, Joe Hart was at Duggar, where Joey's now at Linton.
Yeah, phenomenal coaches. I mean, this West Central area, from here to Terre Haute has some great coaches and some barn burners. These gyms used to be lit up on a Friday and Saturday night with some great games.
Well, Patrick had some good teams here. Pat did, but boy, you can't come in this gym without thinking about the legend Al Tucker and his son, the late Chad Tucker, outstanding standout of Butler. Cooper Neese, who's had a great career at Indiana State. His dad, Jerry, played here. Billy Chestnut, and then the list goes on and on and on.
I've never seen a kid open up a sectional game by shooting from a foot behind the volleyball line and hitting nothing but the bottom of the net, which was phenomenal.
Things finally go better for Harrison Craney as he hits the three.
Yeah.
Bulldogs have cut the lead down to 8 now, and Jaden Jones has the rebound, and you get the idea that they're trying to dial up the pace just a little bit. Hayden McLeod was not expecting the pass, maybe a little bit too much mustard on it. It results in a turnover, and back the other way comes Noah Betts.
Yes, good. I thought that was a good drive by Jaden. Obviously, like you just said, Hayden not ready to catch the ball. He draws 3 defenders. Hayden's got to be ready to catch that and stick that in. They get a stop defensively, and score, stop, maybe another score helps cut that to 14 or 6, and you're off.
Foul charged against Monrovia. That'll send Betts to the free throw line. Been a good start for him. I think the Bulldogs have struggled to counter his length defensively a bit.
He's got some nice length. He's a nice-looking player. He's been controlled, a nice controlled aggressiveness on the offensive end. Not really forcing shots, looking to get to the rim when he gets a chance.
1 of 2 from the free throw line. He has 11 points, and he'll have a seat with 3 minutes to go in the half. 21-12, Cloverdale. Things have not gone smoothly offensively for Monrovia, but I think you can credit Cloverdale's defense for a lot of that.
Their defense is really good now, into a little bit of a zone pressure, 1-3-1 action. See what Monrovia can dial up here. Corners are going to be open, and if you swing the ball very quickly out of a trap, you can get something for somebody open.
Craney thought about the 3, goes to Rand. He'll think about it, do it, miss it. Rebound controlled by Cloverdale as Tate Jackson at 5'9" cleared everybody off the board.
He gets up. He's got a nice-looking frame on him. He looks like he's strong with the ball.
Patient offensive set by Cloverdale, approaching the 2-minute mark.
Their patience and their passing has been really the key in this first half.
Monnett from 15 has 5 points now.
Yeah, Coach talked about it. Their ability to share the basketball and not over dribble, and then be able to be ready to shoot when they get an open shot. Just that.
Clark passed up a wide open look for the baseline when he used the shoulder to buy himself a little room.
Yeah, I think he's probably thinking the same thing that we're thinking. Those possessions they've had have been so short. Make them guard for a second or two.
Craney to Tucker Rand. That 3-pointer won't go. Hayden McLeod with the rebound, can't get it to fall. Tharp will finally clean it up.
Yeah, that's the good right there with both of those young men, that they can really get to the offensive glass.
Third time's a charm. Timeout on the floor. Cloverdale in that Western Indiana Conference with Sullivan, Indian Creek, Edgewood, North Putt, South Putt, Northview, Owen Valley, West Vigo, Greencastle, and Brown County. They play in 2A Sectional 44, featuring Park Heritage, North Putnam, South Mott, South Putnam, Greencastle, Riverton Park, and Cloverdale. Their history. First ever sectional way back in 1917. No, Coach, I was not there calling that game.
I didn't say anything.
They lost to New Winchester, which if you've ever gone up 75, where it intersects with US 36, that's New Winchester, and there was a high school there once upon a time.
Okay.
14 sectional titles in 65 and 66. 81, 82, and 83. They won regional titles in 65, 66, and 83. 83 was with Neves and Tucker and Chestnut and McCamick and those guys. And reached won a semi-state way back in 1966. Then there's a plaque right over our shoulder that talks about that outstanding basketball.
In fact, a guy in my neighborhood growing up, a guy by the name of Rod Hervey, they called him Hot Rod, was on that team.
Is that right?
And phenomenal friend of my dad, and his sons and I grew up playing backyard football and basketball. And Hot Rod was a phenomenal tennis player, but also lit up these Cloverdale lights every now and then.
Well, it's been a basketball team for years and years and years and years. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah. Fun community to come into, because they're going to support these young men and these young ladies as they've had some really good women's teams over the last couple of years.
We mentioned Al Tucker as the longtime head coach here. He was actually an assistant on that team in 1966.
Okay.
James Miller was the head coach of that team.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Mr. Hervey passed away a couple years ago, and very, very sad for him and his family, but such a phenomenal guy.
Noah Betts continues to create scoring opportunities and left Monnett with a wide-open look that he threw up too strong.
Yep.
1 minute mark now, 23-14. It's been all Cloverdale in the first half.
Like to see something, Monrovia get something started here offensively. They get a stop and, just no, dribble without passing the ball. The defense never has to move. It just is set the whole time and drives right into 3 guys.
Jones lost the handle. Back they go to Noah Betts. Again, 11 first-half points for Noah Betts. Clock down to 35 seconds, so there's no reason why Carl Turk and company should be in a hurry here.
I don't disagree. They get that one to go, which is fortunate, but, I think that was, almost a little bit too much too early there.
Tate Jackson has 6. It's a 25-14 lead for Cloverdale.
Tate has done a nice job. That was a nice drive right there. A little elevator screen for Jones.
Jaden Jones for 3. No. Rebound controlled by Hayden McLeod. Up off the glass and in. He's been the lone bright spot really for the Bulldogs in the half. 6 points for Hayden McLeod.
Really done a nice job.
Cloverdale in transition. Shot partially blocked at the buzzer. And we will head to halftime. It has been all Cloverdale in this first half, and they lead it 25-16 at the end of period number 2. Scott Young offers a wide range of products and services that can help clients get the stability needed to face life surprises. Scott will work in sync with his clients to uncover their financial goals, review the state of your financial health, and identify strategies to guide you up and down the financial mountain. You can email Scott today at syoung@onemidwestfp.com. Our halftime show when we come back.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Endeavor Communications halftime show, business phone solutions with Endeavor Communications, more than a phone system. Endeavor offers hosted unified communication solutions that give businesses the ability to be accessible anytime, anywhere, on any device. Find out more by contacting Endeavor Communications. Well, it's important this time of year to be playing your best basketball, and one of the teams in this area doing just that, the South Putnam Eagles, and our good friend and their head coach Kyle Swafford joins us. Coach, congratulations on the 5-game winning streak.
Well, thank you very much. It's a good time to, like I said, good time to be playing good basketball.
It's been a process for you for sure. I mean, you landed at South Putnam after a year at Southridge, and you are the 4th head coach that they've had in 4 years, and you didn't call it a total rebuild, but a refocus and a repurposing of assets that you had. And it looks like since the holidays especially, things have come together nicely for you.
Yeah, I think you explained that really well. That's a good description of what was going on there. And, yes, we started figuring some things out right before Christmas. And a couple games we didn't win. But we kind of understood we were playing the right way and playing better basketball, so and we've kind of built on it, and that's what I like most about it is we're building in the right direction, and we're learning from some negative games and things that didn't go quite as well as we wanted them to. And we're fixing those things, and we're playing a lot better basketball.
Well, I saw 2-game stretch where essentially in each of those games you were without 2 of your leading players for various reasons. One for foul trouble against Cascade, and the game we had you against Eminence because of an injury to the player that covered for you in that game in which foul trouble was down. Is everybody healthy and everybody back?
Well, the way the schedule's worked out here, we've had a pretty good layoff, and today was the first day that we had everybody back. And
wow.
It almost, I'd say almost full. We were about I called it 92% today, full strength. So. And we had a really, really good practice. So and I'm hopeful and I'm believing that everybody's going to be able to play on Thursday when we take on the Clovers in the county tournament.
Well, you talk about the Clovers, and I know you're here scouting them tonight. I think the job that you can appreciate this with the defense that your teams play. I think Coach Turk's ball club has made things awfully difficult for Monrovia offensively.
They really have, and I've been talking and harping on our kids. We played Cloverdale way back in December. And so it's been a long time ago, but I've been watching them on film and now seeing them live. I've been harping on how good they are and how they get out in the passing lanes, they guard the basketball, they rebound the ball well. And I think that's really carried over to the offensive end because they got some kids stepping up, making shots, and they're confident on both ends now. So, you throw the record out right now because those guys are believing in what their coach is selling them. And I'm happy for Coach Turk because he's a great guy and a fantastic coach, and I root for him all the time, and I want him to be successful, and I want those kids to be successful. So.
Big shoes to fill with the legendary Pat Rady and then Patrick Rady with the stamp they put on this program over the 18 years. And this is a basketball community, and I mean, you knew this before you ever took the job at South Putnam. Sure, we had the Monrovia Eminence rivalry when you were at Monrovia High School, and Cascade became a rival. But in terms of Putnam County, I mean, any combination of Cloverdale, South Putnam, North Putnam, Greencastle, things get ratcheted up a little bit.
It's a big deal, and you learn that quick. And it's a really fun rivalry, no matter who you play. You said it best. Any team, out of the county, whenever they're playing, it's everybody's amped, everybody's ready to be there, and there's a little bit more meaning when you can win those games. So. As we prep for the county this week, I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and it's fun because all 4 schools will be at Greencastle on Thursday and Friday, and I hope we can give ourselves a chance to play for the county championship.
Now, I know that the county tournament's been in existence since the beginning of time, but your thoughts from a basketball standpoint, you look at the county tournament coming up on February the 9th. That's just a couple of weeks before sectional time. Is that an ideal scenario, or would all of you coaches prefer that tournament be pushed back a little bit?
In a perfect world, we're all in the same sectional now. So with Greencastle being down in 2A now, we are all in the same sectional. So in a perfect world, I think the beginning of December, middle of December makes a lot more sense. But, this is – and I think it's being discussed. I think now that we're all in the same sectional, it's being discussed, and I think our ADs will figure this out. But you know what? It's in February this year, and I know every team's going to be excited, and I think every team's got a legitimate chance to play for the championship.
Well, it does simplify the process of scouting your sectional, does it not?
It doesn't hurt. So it doesn't hurt.
I asked you before you played against Cascade and then Eminence, I said, okay, what do you need to focus on? What do you need to improve upon between now and the end of the season? And I want you to expand a little bit on your response to that. You said, well, we are who we are. And while I know you certainly feel that way, I'm sure you do feel there are indeed things that you can fine-tune between now and tournament time.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what we've really been focusing in on is our offensive end of the floor. We get really good ball movement, but we don't always move well without the basketball. And on this stretch, I've been watching a lot of film, and I broke down some film and played some clips for kids because I always tell them the film don't lie. You can tell me one thing during the game, but when I go back and watch, that film never lies.
Right. So
and being able to have this time to clip some games and show kids, kind of the things we stress in practice, but it comes to game, and I can't stop and call. I get 5 timeouts. I can't just stop the game and go out on the floor and tell them what I want, show them what I want. So I think this has been a good time for us. And these changes we've made aren't major, but they're relevant changes that make a difference for us. And and I hope we can carry them on to the game now, because we've had 10 days off, I believe. And when we play Thursday, those are the changes I want to see improve, and not only improve in just 1 or 2 games, as we grow and build on the things we're doing. Defensively, we're pretty good.
Right.
We can get after some people, and we rebound the ball pretty well. But offensively, there's some spots that we really need to improve on, and that's what we've been focused on.
Well, continued success. Very happy for you for sure. And our boy Nick Saban pulled off the nation's #1 recruiting class with no offensive coordinator, no defensive coordinator. But he's since filled those roles. So.
Roll Tide, baby.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Coach. Kyle Swafford, head basketball coach at South Putnam. We'll recap first half with some highlights. Come back with third quarter action after this.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Let's get right to the first half highlights. Noah Betts, the highlight for the Cloverdale Clovers, but for the Bulldogs, the lone bright spot there, Hayden McLeod.
Hayden McLeod's done a nice job. I think they look to get him more involved, getting to that left hand, and then maybe stepping out and hitting a shot.
But Noah Betts, as we mentioned, has been the guy that has been so very, very active for Cloverdale. You see Hayden pump in the 5th and 6th of his 6 points in the half. And here's a good look at everything that Betts has done for Cloverdale.
He has been really, really controlled and aggressive. His length has been disruptive on the defensive end with that block shot right there. Done a nice job of getting himself out onto the break, and then just using that length to make shots. He's a nice looking young player.
25-16 is the margin as the Bulldogs have the basketball to start second half action.
I think you need to talk about with Bulldogs getting some good shots. They get one right there for Mr. Craney.
6 points for Harrison Craney. Cuts it to 25-19. Good start for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, full court pressure for the Bulldogs, trying to turn the Clovers over. They were unsuccessful with that in the first half.
Tate Jackson did a nice job. He did a nice job running that offense in the first half. He's clearly the quarterback, if you will, of this offense for Cloverdale.
Yeah, Tate's is doing a good job. Really coming into his own, I think, as a sophomore. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does in the tournament. You got really strong teams that are going to try to put some pressure on him. See what he can do as he gets into tournament play.
McGuire Lee, very patient offensive set, results in a wide-open three-point opportunity for Tate Jackson. And Craney is there to clean off the window for the Bulldogs. He'll run it ahead in transition and threw it through too many Cloverdale Clovers, but fortunately Bulldogs get the possession back.
Yeah, that's a little bit of freshman, hubris right there maybe. Trying to he gets a nice rebound. Bulldogs get a stop and look to get a quick score. Be under control right here. I like this play for Hayden.
Turn around, Hayden from 5, threw it up off the heel of the iron and it trickled off.
Yeah, I like that action though. Get Hayden, get Clay Tharp in the paint, something around the rim that they can score at.
Monett can't finish the reverse layup. Tharp comes in transition. He wants to go coast to coast and does.
He does. Nice effort by Clay. Could have passed it to the corner for a shooter, but does a nice job of getting to the rim.
Bulldogs quickly cut the lead to 4. The important thing is for Cloverdale not to panic and not force shots like they did there with Noah Betts.
As it's coming out of your mouth, they can't fire it up fast enough. Not the
Tucker
shot they
ran
want.
3 points in the first half.
Jaden
Jones' defense has really kind of shut them out, taken them out of the offense tonight.
Sorry about that, Coach. I'll get our timing down. They're doing a nice job defensively, and Coach calls a timeout right here. Get them under control.
Yeah, a little disjointed offensively. Great having Kyle Swafford on with us. He was with us tonight. We did the doubleheader. And, of course, all of us have a long history together, our time spent at Monrovia, and really happy for the success he's having at South Putnam. He's brought some stability to the program. Winners of 5 straight now, and, yes, indeed, the big Putnam County tournament coming up next.
It's going to be a good tournament. Coach Swafford's done an excellent job with a team that's been disarray. I mean, really, 4 coaches in 4 years, done a nice job of bringing them some stability.
Well, I mentioned to him that it wasn't necessarily a rebuild. It was just kind of a redirection and a reallocation of assets. And he said, that might be the best description yet of exactly what we've done. I will say this. I asked you for a scouting report on the first half, and Cloverdale is who they play, and he's been awfully impressed with their defense.
They've done a nice job. Their defensive, they've got some length to them that, I think is a little bit more unexpected with their guards. But they're flying around, doing a really good job on the defensive boards. Would like to see them come out here and have a nice, strong offensive possession. I know Coach Turk thinks the same way.
Got a good look at Nick Hinojosa there, an assistant at Cascade in his second year at Monrovia. And the thing that has impressed me about this young man is almost from the day he was hired, he is all in on Monrovia. I mean, volleyball games, football games, wrestling meets, middle school basketball games, you name it. I mean, he is totally embraced and entrenched himself in the culture of Monrovia High School.
Yeah, for sure. It is. He knows that this job as a varsity head coach is more than just 3 to 5 on practice days. It's a lot more with middle school and youth league. And he's really putting his heart and soul into every aspect of the program.
Deep three-pointer, deep of the well, no, and all of a sudden Cloverdale is struggling to score.
Yes.
Jaden Jones in transition, throws it up off the glass and got it to fall. The Bulldogs making a bit of a run.
Nice aggressive attack by Jaden. Sneaks that ball in with his left hand. This is a nice little look at it right here. Kind of slows down the pace and then looks. That's a nice offhand finish by Jaden right there.
Garrett Mata picks up the personal. That is his first and the first on the team of the half. Good look at Coach Hinojosa.
Coach has really done an excellent job. It's a hard thing to follow the success that Monrovia's had over the last couple of years with that cupboard, kind of drying up, but he's done a good job.
Suddenly struggles for Cloverdale to start this third quarter.
Yeah, when we talked to Coach Turk, he talked about consistent effort for 32 minutes, and this is the type of thing he's talked about. They had a really good first 16 minutes. The first 4 minutes of the second half are very important, and we see that right here as Monrovia is getting right back into the game.
8-1 run to start the third quarter for the Bulldogs.
It's good sign for the Bulldogs, not so great for the Clovers.
Good look by Jaden Jones and Hayden McClure. Check that. Tharp couldn't quite gather it back in and get knocked to the floor.
Again, pressure, don't go right to that corner, and another turnover for the Clovers.
Unforced error for the Clovers.
Yeah.
Cloverdale coming up, as we mentioned, they have South Putnam in the county tournament on the 9th. Then they'll host West Vigo and then close out the season at Sullivan and at Eminence. For the Bulldogs, Owen Valley, Cecina, Triton Central, Triton Central on the road, Lutheran and Clinton Prairie home games to close out the regular season.
Really strong into the regular season for the Bulldogs, looking to get on pace with one tonight.
Nice move from Clay Tharp, 6 points for him off the 17-footer.
I like that a little. That shot, that creative shot for Clay to get open and get to a sweet spot for him. He likes that little 15-footer.
First lead of the ball game for the Bulldogs.
Wow.
At 26-25. And a timeout on the floor taken by the Cloverdale Clovers as they have struggled mightily. Poor shot selection at times, I think, which is what Coach Turk's going to talk about.
Yeah, I think the shot selection, the kind of just impatience that they've had working, that they had in the first half, that they have not had here in the second half, that I think he's probably saying, talk to them about passing a little bit more, not over dribbling, attacking that paint area, and then kicking out for those threes.
Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact us at Endeavor Communications for more information. Good look at Carl Turk, 1-16 on his initial season. You are simply not going to outwork him, though.
He's done an excellent job, creating a culture of hard work, and that's that's what he's wanted to do, and that's really good for these young men.
Turnover off the inbounds. Good look down low, and the finish by Hayden McLeod.
Excellent look down as Clay catches that ball against pressure. He looks down first. He doesn't look to a wing, looks down, sees his partner, and they get a steal out of a pressure.
Jones to McLeod, throws it up short, gets his own rebound, and will go to the line for a couple.
Yep, nice Nice effort by Hayden there on the glass, being strong with the ball.
Asked Nick Hinojosa what the difference has been over the last 2 or 3. He said winners of the last 2 or 3, and he said, simply put, I think we're finally buying into my philosophy defensively.
Yeah.
He gives a lot of credit to his defense for this winning streak.
Well, and right here, they've been able to turn over the Clovers. The last 4 possessions, they've had 4 turnovers, and then got scores on the back end. That's the type of effort that you need.
Hayden McLeod is closing in on his average of 12.7. He has 10 points now and bumps the Bulldog lead up to 5.
I like Coach Hinojosa going through the bigs right here, making the bigs make the plays.
A steal, Craney, and the floodgates have flat out opened as Craney has 8 points now, and it is suddenly a 32-25 advantage, the Bulldogs over the Cloverdale Clovers. Did you know that ADP pays 1 in 6 Americans? And did you know that if you mention ISC, you can get the full range of ADP services free for 3 months? That's right, ISC and ADP have partnered to help your small business, and it's free for 3. Call Anthony Bennett, 317-427-8249, or email anthony.bennett@adp.com and mention ISC. Well, a season that ended too soon for you and your Lady Bulldogs, but paced by your outstanding senior, Ashley Lewis. More wins than the program has enjoyed in quite some time. Congratulations.
Well, it was a phenomenal season. The young ladies worked really, really hard. I can't, losing in a very tough sectional with Cascade, Danville, Tri-West, some phenomenal teams. We were happy with our regular season, not so happy with our postseason, but yeah, thank you for that. It was a lot of fun.
And the cupboard's far from bare. I mean, Ashley's going to be a big loss, but there are plenty of good pieces and parts in place for the future for sure, and an outstanding middle school program to boot.
The middle school was really strong, and these young ladies are going to continue to work and push hard. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Noah Betts on the miss. The Bulldogs in transition. Tucker Rand tries to buy some space. Finds Hayden McLeod up off the glass and in.
Nice patience by Tucker there. He could have forced up a shot. Finds Hayden. Hayden flashes and finds him for an easy basket.
18-0 run here in the third quarter, Coach.
That's really, really opened this ball game up. I like the aggressiveness with the Bulldogs swinging the basketball and then driving with Tucker and Jaden.
Talking about Noah Betts, Coach calls him best shooter on the team. Didn't play varsity last year. Hurt his arm and missed a significant portion of last year. 2021, he was on the JV team. But said that he's elevated himself to varsity only just by hard work and dedication.
I think he's a phenomenal young prospect. I think, in the second half, you've seen a little bit of that spot where he hasn't played a varsity basketball game.
Jaden Jones with the unforced error results in his 5th point, and the floodgates have opened now. It's 36-25.
6 turnovers for the Clovers in the half. The Bulldogs have been very aggressive in the passing lanes and extending out this pressure. Have done a nice job of getting, turning the Clovers over.
Yeah, I think the biggest adjustment has been a full court pressure because it's not allowed them to breathe offensively.
For sure, and it's created possessions for the Bulldogs that haven't necessarily gone their way. They've gotten some easy layups, and as the ball goes in the basket, it just becomes easier.
Levi Hilton with the air ball off the baseline from about 8 feet out. Bulldogs in transition. Rand and Jones going to run things out high as we approach the 2-minute mark. This thing's moved along pretty quick.
It really has. It's been a quick-paced game, and with both teams not really fouled. Jaden Jones with a nice move on the basket.
Jones throws it up a little short, and they tried to get a bucket in transition, but Tucker Rand was able to stick the arms and legs out and knock it away.
Good possession. Good deflection by Tucker right there, getting his hands up and allowing his defense to get set.
Eli Welch comes into the ball game along with Riley Corona.
Eli had a phenomenal JV game. Had some nice steals as we watched a little bit of the last half of the JV game.
Nice of Hayden McLeod to come up to the broadcast booth during the JV game and take plenty of ripping from you and I.
Hayden is primed for that. Nice young man.
Likeable kid.
Nice young man.
Speaking of the JV game, by the way, kind of a similar script. Cloverdale got out to an early lead, and then Monrovia came out in the second half and pulled away late to win it 32-21.
Yeah, same kind of deal where, defensive effort in the second half is the story for the Bulldogs.
A little bit short was the shot by Noah Betts. The ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be controlled by Monrovia.
The Clovers I've noticed in the second half, they're not nearly as strong to the basket. Kind of the shots are just a little bit of nervousness. They haven't gotten that easy one to fall, and it just built, that pressure just builds and builds on you throughout the game.
Jones and Brand under 2 minutes to play. Eli Welch thinking about a three. It won't go.
That's the old coach first touch, shot. Not necessarily my favorite, but a nice hustle by Jaden Jones right there.
Well, Eli was one of those guys that led that charge in the second half of that JV game to win that basketball game.
Yeah, did a really nice job. Sometimes coming cold off the bench, sitting the whole first half, you may want to get a quick touch and then get a shot in, but Eli's not shy at all.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, when you're talking about players that need to gain a little confidence, Eli Welch is not in that conversation.
Not one of them.
Fortunately, that's not anything you have to coach him up on. You may, in fact, have to dial it back a little bit.
Turnover for the Bulldogs. That's the first one of the half, as they had 9 in the first half. That's the first turnover for the Bulldogs right there as Riley Corona gets in the passing lane.
Good, strong play by Riley Corona to step into that passing lane, and it'll force the Clovers to reset offensively.
Yeah.
Again, they've shut them out here in the third quarter.
And they've just been all out of sorts. Defensive effort and energy by the Bulldogs. They've gotten a couple fouls here of late. I don't mind that with their aggressiveness. It's turned the game.
Nice head and shoulders fake, and that finally gets him off the schneid and gets him up to 4 points now as Levi Hilton has his 4th point.
Excellent controlled drive by Levi right there with the shot fake. Phenomenal play.
Tucker got a little too cute on the dribble. Fortunately, Welch was there to bail him out.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to get set on those screens right there. That's a little bit of a combination of both of those players. The screener has to be set, but then also the guy with the ball's got to let the screener get set.
Tharp and McLeod return for Nick Hinojosa.
Long sit on the bench for Tharp. See what he can get started back here.
Under a minute to play now. Tate Jackson to McGuire Lee.
Coach talked about over-dribbling early on in the game, and right there, a possession where one pass and really no offensive movement.
Tate Jackson out of control, turnover, loose ball, foul going to be called against Cloverdale. Going to the floor a little hard as Tate Jackson, head might have hit the floor. I guess every now and then I'm taking notes and stuff off of my phone, as everybody has a tendency to do, and I do want to let you know, I guess I didn't really need you tonight because I've been having commentary texted to me by Monrovia head football coach Andy Olson throughout the game, who's watching here on ISC Sports and Endeavor Communications. So hi, Coach Olson. Thanks for joining us, and I do appreciate your inputs and your observations.
We will, we'll take those into consideration for Coach Olson.
What a run he had, 2-7 in the regular season to a semi-state.
Man,
my goodness.
Those young men, that was a fun run, and just fall short against a very, very good Lawrenceburg team. But a couple of these guys that are on this floor, Eli Welch making big plays for the Bulldogs. Jackson Ferris made some phenomenal plays for the Bulldogs.
He made a big play down on Valley, as I recall.
Yeah. Eli Welch makes a huge catch at Owen Valley, to help the Bulldogs secure victory in a phenomenal environment in Owen Valley that night.
Good pressure defense by Levi Hilton almost resulted in turnover, but Tharp's able to gather it back in, and he gets fouled on his way to the bucket.
Yeah, Tucker just a little bit cute with the basketball right here. I'd like to see him get into something. Clay, he's looking for Clay there, just can't get anything, and does a good job of shielding it off, not get an over and back call.
Hey, Ken Yacht, Tim Cody, and John Van Wagener. You know why they've done such a good job? Because you rarely notice them.
No.
That's when you know guys are doing a good job of officiating a basketball game.
That's exactly right. They are here to officiate the game. They are not here to dictate an outcome, which is awesome. I love these three guys. I will take these three guys on the sideline most any night.
Rand Strong move to the bucket and will go to the line with 2.
I like that drive from Tucker. Good, strong downhill. They get a couple passes in. The defense loosens up a little bit, and then he get himself downhill to his right hand. Good aggressive drive.
Levi Johnson is kind of wondering what he did. He thought he stayed put with the hands up. Tucker goes to the free throw line. First one on the way is good.
Nice job, Tuck. Nice job, young man. This kid works extremely hard on his shot in the gym almost every single day, working on his dribbling and his ball handling and his shot. It's always good to see young men have success like that.
Ferris and Nahira come back in. Both free throws for Tucker Rand, 9-point per game average, 5 points on the night for him. Turnover, Ferris, half-court heave by Tucker Rand, goes right of the iron, and it was all Monrovia holding Cloverdale to just 2 points. And at the end of 3, it's 38-27, fourth quarter action when we come back. We are rolling right along at the home of the Clovers. The Bulldogs hold Cloverdale to just 2 points in that third quarter. They jump out to a 38-27 lead. And Nick Hinojosa, as we mentioned earlier, credits his defense for their ability to win 2 of their last 3. And while it was Cloverdale's defense that caused issues for the Bulldogs in the first half, that full court pressure by Monrovia has just made things really uncomfortable for Cloverdale.
Yeah. Clovers turn it over 6 times in that third quarter, where in the first half they only turn it over 2 times, and the Bulldogs only turn it over twice. Lots of steals and 5 assists for the Bulldogs in the third quarter. Got themselves that defensive energy and effort in the full court, helps them extend that lead, and you know, they haven't really looked back since then.
I mean, you're talking about a very proud basketball program here in Cloverdale. I mean, Cooper Neese, Jalen Moore. You know, we mentioned Thomas, 4 straight sectional championships. They're not that far removed from that, but oftentimes things go in ebbs and flows. Pat Rady went through it. Patrick Rady went through it, and now Carl Turk is going through it. You see a similar fate with Monrovia, and it's not that, as we've seen from Cloverdale, it's not as though they're devoid of talent. They're just devoid of experience.
I think it's a lot of that. No, it's not a lot of experience for the Clovers. And they're doing they're trying to get their culture right, and sometimes that takes a little while before then you can win big.
Jaden Jones for 3, got it.
Nice. Jaden's really good off that right hand, that pickup dribble off that right hand. When he gets in rhythm like that, it's a really good play.
Oh, that's a pretty move. That is a pretty move. All of a sudden, welcome back Noah Betts. He has 13.
As a phenomenal, that's an athletic possession there. I didn't think he would be able to get himself back up on that kind of a little bit of a light pass. I'd like to see a little bit sharper pass right there on that back cut, but makes a nice play.
Jones buys some room, and the step-back jumper puts him in double figures with 10, which is right at his scoring average.
Yeah, Jones doing a really nice job. Jackson Ferris taking a charge.
He's done that a few times this year,
yeah.
Jackson Ferris.
He does a nice job of getting himself set and being ready for that contact.
Tucker Red got the timeout in between quarters and a couple of extra seconds to get a break, and he's back. Good look at Carl Turk, as we mentioned, 1-16. Exercising a lot of patience with his young basketball team.
You know, talking to him, before the game and through some email communications, has a phenomenal attitude with his young men, and talking about, the dedication the resiliency that it takes throughout a season that they've had a tough season like this.
Well, I know anytime I email him about basketball, I'm going to get 4 or 5 comments and questions back about IndyCar. I mean, a huge fan. And it came up to make sure that we had everything we needed and wanted to talk about what numbers will Power going to run this year, 12 or 1, and who I thought would win the championship. Huge fan, and always a great time talking to Coach Turk.
Yes, seemed like a very passionate coach, which, you know, Indiana high school basketball invokes that with a lot of different people. Same with IndyCar. You know, I think Pato Award this year, just my 2 cents. I'm all in on Pato.
That's not a precarious limb you're going out on.
All
for
right,
sure. I mean,
all right.
certainly he has the ability to do that. You better, but I tell you, you better be passionate if you're going to coach basketball here. You're going to have to be all in.
Yes, and he seems like a guy that's been around for a long time beforehand, both around both basketball programs. Seems to have a passion for this town, which you need. You need to take you through these tough seasons that he's having this year.
Much better ball rotation offensively for the Bulldogs.
Nice.
Jaden Jones gets his own rebound and taps it up and in with 12 points for Jaden Jones now.
Yeah, that's the one thing I think, Jaden does a really good job of getting to the rim right there. That's the one thing that I'd like to see him get out of. He's got a little bit of that, not played enough experience. So he gets a nice bucket. Maybe he gets fouled on the rim there, and then he gets a foul in the full court. Still extending out this pressure for the Bulldogs. I like the kind of fake extend pressure, make Cloverdale think you're coming, and then they back off and get into the half court.
46-29, all Bulldogs, all in the second half after they trailed 25-16 at halftime.
Strong move to the bucket by young Tate right there. That was a nice move. I really enjoy that downhill drive getting to his right hand.
8 points for Jackson, and might encourage Mr. Tharp to use that wide square next time he gets in that position.
Oh.
Nice three-pointer by Noah Betts. He's bumped it up to 16 points now.
He is a nice young player. I
think so.
As a junior, I say young, usually as a junior you're kind of coming into your own. I think this year will be really a litmus test for him.
Crossover by Jaden Jones. The kick to Tucker Rand. Rand, strong drive, threw it up a little too short. Cloverdale with a rebound.
No paint touches for the Bulldogs there. A lot of perimeter action.
And a foul. Regional action this weekend for the girls at Southmont, Greencastle, Union County. At Southwestern, it's Jack Sendell and Bethesda. And how about Evidence at Bloomfield? The Eels went to the first sectional in a long, long time.
Yeah, what a phenomenal story. That Eminence team, we played them at the Christmas time. We always play them usually play them at Thanksgiving, but with the success of Coach Olson in the football program, we played them at Christmas. And fun night of basketball, both the boys and the girls play. And, we had a nice game against them, but man, they are a good team, and mostly everybody back next year.
Tucker ran ahead to Jaden Jones. Little head and shoulders fake will draw the foul. Cascade and Indian Creek square off at Greencastle. That'll be a good matchup.
Cascade has had a phenomenal season, beating a very talented Danville team in a sectional final, and they could make a little bit of a run. They got some phenomenal players: Abby Parson, Sydney Warren. 2 phenomenal players.
Tate Jackson picks up the foul. Bulldogs cannot capitalize. I'll give you an interesting connection I have when we have a moment to that Greencastle Union County game.
All right.
It's at Southmont High School.
I love Southmont's court. Nice facilities up there.
Three-pointer? Yes.
I like that driving kick for Cloverdale. That's the sort of effort I'm thinking Coach Turk wants. A strong drive and then a strong kick for a shooter that's ready.
Scotty McGuire, his first 3.
See what the Bulldogs can get here. Something inside, play inside out. I'd like to see something, a touch for Hayden or for Tharp here.
46-37 now. Cloverdale trying to hang around a little bit and an unforced error.
Yeah, turnovers and quick shots for the Bulldogs. Not converting on free throws is not good either.
Noah Betts goes baseline to Monnet. He's in trouble. Couple of patient offensive sets. Of course, the Bulldogs have kind of dialed back that full court pressure a bit.
Yes, that pressure that got them into it, and then fouling here, 9-point basketball game with under 4 minutes here. Get it to 7, get it to 5. It becomes harder and harder for the Bulldogs.
So Monett will go to the free throw line for 2 after Hayden McLeod picks up the personal. So Greencastle Union County, I mentioned. Jeff Gibney, superintendent at Greencastle, was my defensive coordinator my first year at Monrovia. John Edge, superintendent at Union County, was the offensive coordinator my first year at Monrovia. So I'm sure those guys will have a friendly back and forth.
Yes, and that's two phenomenal teams. Union County, I know won a thriller of a sectional, and then Greencastle has had a heck of a run. Some phenomenal players on Greencastle. They've really had a great season. Coach Greenlee over there has done an excellent job.
Union County's principal was a pretty good high school quarterback once upon a time at Terre Haute North. And he had the difficult task of deciding whether he was going to hand it off to Anthony Thompson or Ernie Thompson.
That's a hard choice. You've got maybe a Heisman Trophy winner that gets I don't know. I'm an IU fan.
Should have won it.
And then
Andre Ware won it.
Andre Ware, and he did so great in the pros. But then or hand it to his brother Ernie. Both of them, I'm guessing, were probably good options.
Warren's dad, Bill Cook, longtime athletic director at Terre Haute North, passed away a couple of years ago. Bill was a good guy. Was there in those glory days we touched upon earlier. Noah Bett's going to go to the free throw line, and if you're going to dole out game balls for Cloverdale, I'm going to make the call right now with 3.5 to go that he gets one for the Clovers.
I would think he has had a really nice night and led this charge back here as they've been down most of the second half.
Well, I tell you, Nick Hinojosa cannot be comfortable right now because it is a 46-40 basketball game after it was 38-27 the end of 3.
Yeah, a little 1-3-1 pressure from the Clovers right here, taking a timeout and getting something good. Like it.
So much credit to the Clovers as they've come storming back here in quarter number 4. Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds at up to a gig. Contact Endeavor Communications for more information. We mentioned it is tournament time, and this weekend the Indiana High School Athletic Association converges upon the world-class natatorium for the swimming and diving state championships for the ladies. We'll see if Carmel can make it, I believe, number 37 in a row. Happy to be a part of that call on Saturday with Tony Young and Dan Johnson, who will be the analyst. It's just a phenomenal run for sure. And then, of course, it's semi-states for high school wrestling all over the state of Indiana. It's a great time of the year in the Hoosier State.
It's always fun. This is, real busy, with our athletic department, with the boys basketball, the girls just ending. Our wrestling program has such a phenomenal group of young men that are leading the charge, and ladies too that have had some phenomenal success for Coach Smith and the Bulldog wrestlers. And swimming, I can't imagine having 30 plus championships like the Carmel Greyhounds have had. It's crazy.
Regional games this weekend featuring Cascade at Greencastle and Eminence at Southwestern of Shelby County will be on Saturday. It'll be on IHSAA TV, courtesy of Endeavor, so tune in for that. That's what we are doing next here at ISC Sports and Endeavor in cooperation with the IHSAA Champions Network. It's a wonderful time of the year for sure.
It's so much fun and some great high school basketball games. If you don't go to a high school basketball game or an event this weekend, watch it.
Craney for 3. Can't get it to fall, but he'll track down his own rebound. He was open in the paint. Fine start. Tharp up off the glass and in.
Nice play by Craney to go and follow his shot. That's one of my pet peeves is yelling, follow your shot, but young Craney does it right there.
Clovers in transition. McGuire Lee skips it over to Betts.
It's a good opportunity to get him involved. This is a good drive.
Tucker ran with really good help. He stepped in for ball pressure and then stepped back out to cover him defensively.
Yeah, you like to see Betts get his hands on something here, maybe going to the rim. Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're just helping, that's all. Just helping, not questioning, not arguing, just helping.
Man, it just looked odd from right here, and, that's, again, a young guard trying to get something going. while the Bulldogs are in pretty good defensive space there.
Bucket here might make it a little harder. 8-point lead right now, 48-40.
Yeah, something at the rim for the bigs right here would be great. And the Clovers need to stop. Extending out their defensive pressure, going to trap.
Tucker ran, splits the defense up off the glass and in.
Nice, patient drive by Tucker to get to that spot. Oh.
Ball kicked out of bounds, last touch by Monrovia, they say.
Yes, that's an interesting play there. I like Tucker's drive right here. Little head fake and then fakes to the corner and then just with his eyes, just elusive enough. Really nice play by Tuck.
The lead is 10 with 1:40 to play.
It was 6, a minute and a half ago. Clovers have kind of, dribbled around this perimeter a little bit more.
How about that bucket?
Looking for a shot. Knock one down, Coach.
Pretty patient offensive set. A good wide open look for Levi Hilton. He has 7 points now. Cuts the lead to 7 at 50-43. Hoosier Basketball Magazine. 22-23 issue will likely be in a gym near you. Call 317-925-8200 to find out where you can purchase Hoosier Basketball Magazine if it is indeed not in a gym near you. And, I'll tell you, if you've been in the state any time at all and been a basketball fan, that is a must-have.
Yes, that is a phenomenal thing. I can remember getting one of those as a young kid. That was a phenomenal camera work right there. Great, looking through that when I was a young kid growing up, looking through all the great Ben Davis teams, looking at, the Richmond, the Kokomo teams when my mom and dad, mom's from Richmond, my dad's from Kokomo, looking at those teams, the Anderson teams, and seeing all the phenomenal teams across the state. The Hoosier Basketball Magazine is awesome.
Started by the late Gary Donna and carried it on for years and years and years. And fortunately, it has continued. And, once upon a time, it was always cool to see what players of note were going to be on the cover.
Yeah.
What players from all over the state.
Yeah. It was always fun to see who was going to get on the cover, who was going to be on the periphery, who was going to get the prime billing. Little full court pressure here from the Clovers. See how the Bulldogs handle this.
Jaden Jones will trigger it in. Do so to Tucker Rand. Craney skip passes over the top. Do a nice job of breaking that pressure.
Yes, nice job. Nice cut by Jaden right there, getting to the middle of the zone to alleviate some of that pressure for Tharp.
Spacing is key here with them trying to trap.
Clovers are being really aggressive and really patient, not fouling yet.
You wonder what they do in practice? This is what they do in practice.
Yep.
And you hope it results in that.
That's exactly.
An easy deuce for Hayden McLeod, 14.
Exactly right. Hayden's been really, really patient. And, 14 points. That's a pretty quiet 14 for Hayden.
Lead back to 11. Kick in the corner for Noah Betts. Forces his way along the baseline, and it looks like Tucker Rand's going to get called for sticking a knee out.
Yeah. Betts kind of looking to force there. Still, I think you got to put it in the hands of your best player. Down 9 with under 40 seconds left.
Next up for the Bulldogs, they'll host Owen Valley Friday night in the Branch McCracken Gym. Then at Cecina at Triton, the 11th and 14th. February 18th, they host Lutheran, then close out the season at home with Clinton Prairie. So if you're looking to stiffen up your schedule a bit to get ready for tournament time, mission accomplished.
Coach Hinojosa has, done that. So you hope, games like this where you've had to fight through a little adversity can help you, in the next couple of games.
19 for Betts, and Nick Hinojosa wants to take a timeout to talk things over. Some other games of note going on around the state. Pretty busy schedule, all in all. Anderson at Fisher, Shortridge at home with Crystal House Manual, Clinton Prairie and Clinton Central, Covenant Christian and Ben Davis. Evidence at Cascade, Franklin Central at Greenwood tonight, Hamilton Southeastern at Pike, Heritage Christian at LaPel. Perry Meridian at home with Indianapolis Lutheran, Jasper at Mater Dei, Linton Stockton at Terre Haute South, Lagodi at Bedford North Lawrence. Bowman Academy is at home with Michigan City. Mount Vernon of Fortville at Mooresville. It'll be Muncie Central at Pendleton Heights tonight. Also, Owen Valley at Eastern Green. Chittard welcomes Park Tudor, Providence, Cristo Rey, and Indianapolis Metropolitan. Shakamak at Bloomington Lighthouse, Shelbyville at Edinburgh, South Vermilion at home with Southmont. Southwestern is Shelbyville at Indiana Deaf. North Central to Farmersburg takes on Sullivan. Terre Haute North at Robinson. West Vigo at Paris, Illinois. And Zionsville at Center Grove. Those are teams you might be interested in, and teams that both of these teams play throughout the course of the season.
You know, that's probably one of the busiest nights in the state for Indiana high school boys basketball. You know, if you haven't watched that Ben Davis team, they are a ton of fun, play extremely hard, and are super talented.
Yeah, they're loaded. Their girls team pretty good too.
The girls team is really good too.
Their coach might know a little something about high school basketball.
Stan Bench. Yeah, I don't. Is he at 700 yet? Wins? I think he's in the 600s for sure.
Bulldogs showing a lot of patience offensively now with 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. Down to 18 seconds, and they had a wide open look there, and they pass it up.
Yeah, playing a little keep away here. Clovers being aggressive. Yeah, good foul. Good foul.
Now, again, my basketball coaching experience is like a B team head coach and a couple of years at youth league. I don't understand if you don't foul when there's 28 seconds left on the clock. Why do you foul when there's 10 seconds left on the clock?
We kind of have a formula that we go by. We talk about if it's 8 under a minute, we're going to foul. We're going to foul the ball every possession because we want to lengthen the game. I don't know what Coach Turks talked about. The Bulldogs aren't a great free throw shooting team. I would probably want some more possessions, but obviously they're still looking to get a steal and a tip and a deflection. I would like to see Harrison Craney on that one open layup. Go ahead and take that. I'll take a layup anytime.
He hit one of the 2 free throws, and then the open three-pointer at the other end was missed.
Yep.
2 seconds left on the clock, down to 1, and that is going to do it. So after trailing 25-16 at the end of the second quarter, the Bulldogs go on a run in quarter number 3, and they pull away in that third quarter and hold on to win to the fourth quarter. 53-44 the final score. The Bulldogs now winners of 3 of their last 4, improved to 5-13. And Carl Turk, a gutting performance by his ball club. They fall to 1-17. And as we mentioned, a couple of games coming up for these ball clubs. South Putnam Thursday night, the Putnam County Tournament for Cloverdale. The Bulldogs at home with Owen Valley. Well, the rookie stripes are off for you here at Endeavor and ISC Sports, my friend. I appreciate Greg Rakestraw giving you the opportunity to join me tonight.
For sure, a lot of fun. Really good night of basketball. Kind of a tale of two halves for those teams. You know, Bulldogs come out and a little flat, and then the second half kind of put the defensive pressure on and pull away. But lots of fun with Coach James, and thanks to the crew at ISC, done an excellent job.
Some of the numbers for you: 19 points for Noah Betts, he leads the way. Garrett Monnet had 6. Levi Hilton with 7. Tate Jackson with 8. McGuire Lee had 2. For the Bulldogs of Monrovia, a very balanced attack for them. 14 points for Hayden McLeod, 12 points for Jaden Jones, 8 points for Clay Tharp, 7 for Tucker Rand, 3 points off the bench for Jackson Ferris. It's that kind of balance that's going to help them beat Owen Valley later this week.
For sure. Good Owen Valley team coming into McCracken Gymnasium on Friday night, and Coach Henhouse is going to be looking for the same effort, same sort of balance out of his team.
Cloverdale led at the end of the first quarter, 14-ish and 25-16. At the end of period number 3, Monrovia pulled out to a 38-27 lead. They go on to win it 53-44. Most of all, I want to thank your wife. I mean, you've coached basketball, golf, then basketball all winter long. She lets you come out and play with me just after a couple of nights off.
She is a saint, a saint for sure.
Coach, congratulations again on a great season with your ladies, and we will hopefully get together to do this again real soon. Great job by our outstanding production staff providing the great shots all night long. For Kevin Rouse, this is Mark James. So long from Cloverdale High School.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.